This is my NFL Week 9 predictions. Hopefully there's no copyright shit on this. Let's get into it. Eagles at the Texans. I cheated a little because the game was actually on as I made this. So I knew the score was not going to be lower than 7-7. But that was it. From what I have seen, the Texans are 1-5-1, but they don't look like a complete dog-ass football team. They don't look good, but they don't look bad. They look like they could potentially upset a team. But today is not the case. The Eagles look way better than the Texans do. I think the Eagles will handle business. From what I see right now, the game is at 14-7. So if the Eagles defense can hold Texans to 3 field goals, then I'll get this right, and then the Eagles will do whatever. I don't know. But I'm pretty confident that the Eagles are going to win this game, even though it's at the Texans. I think the Eagles are really good right now. They look really good, especially after that Steelers game. The Texans, on the other hand, huge stutter. The Texans, on the other hand, they look good, but then they look bad. I mean, losing pretty bad to the Raiders. And just overall, you have a terrible record. I mean, 1 win, 5 losses, and 1 tie. Arguably should have lost the tie. But, ties exist in this league for some reason. They shouldn't, but they do. So they're 1-5-1. If not, I'd say they'd be 1-6, right beside the Lions. And the Eagles should be able to handle business, even though it's at the Texans. Seahawks at Cardinals. I'm really liking what's going on with Eagles football right now because it makes the Cardinals look a little better, being like the Cardinals were tied for the closest game to beating the Eagles. The other closest game was the Lions. But the Cardinals were not able to win this game because of a missed field goal. Somehow our kicker was just like the worst thing to ever exist. Literally probably got cut after the team. Missed the field goal, missed an opportunity to take him into overtime and potentially beat them. Not saying they would have, but potentially. And yeah, they didn't. So at least that's standing for the Cardinals. Other than that, we are really inconsistent because I'm a Cardinals fan. I'll say we. We are really inconsistent. One game we look really good. The next game we look really bad. I'm going to be frank. The Raiders game was a fluke. And the Saints game was won because of our turnovers. We got 2 pick sixes. That's an easy dub for an NFL football team. Not saying they could have beaten the Saints, but from the way the game ended up playing out, without those 14 points, we would have lost. We also just played the Seahawks, and we looked like straight doggy ass. We couldn't do anything at all. Our only touchdown was a special teams touchdown from what I remember, and a field goal. That was it. And the extra point on our touchdown was missed, leaving the final score to be 9-19. Our defense played pretty well. The Seahawks would score at the end to make it go from 12-9 to 19-9, which is the final score. And overall, the Cardinals just look terrible offensively. We have D-Hop now. He played pretty well in our last game. And I just really hope the offense can churn on the engines, because I'm a little scared for Kyler Murray. He's a good rusher, but I'm not too sure, man. He just, it's odd. It's very odd. I don't know how to feel about him. I like him a lot. I'm happy that he's on our team, but he's also a little sketchy right now. Seahawks, they look pretty good. They just killed the Chargers, and they're a winning record. I don't know. We could lose this game, but I have the Cardinals winning. After all, we lost the first time. We want to bounce back and beat one of our rivals, one of the people we're fighting for in the conference. A win and a loss against a team would be nice. 2 losses against a team is not nice. So I think the Cardinals will do a lot in their power to take down the Seahawks, and it's at the Cardinals. Last year, we were an insane on-the-road team and a terrible at-home team. This year, I think we play a little bit better at home. Next game, oh, awesome, no animation. Okay, well, that's my score that I have it as. Chargers at Falcons. The Chargers have really disappointed me this year. They were supposed to be like a really good football team, and Justin Herbert has looked really mid all season. Mid to bad. He's like right there to entering the bad quarterback zone. Whereas the Falcons have kind of started to impress me. That game against the Panthers was pretty impressive. The Panthers, I mean, whatever, Panthers, yeah, they also got killed by the Bengals. But, they're like that game against the Panthers showed some life. It showed some life for the Falcons. They also, one of their losses is a 1-point loss to the Saints. Another loss is a 4-point loss to the Rams. They also beat the Seahawks. They lost by 6 points to the Bucks. They beat the 49ers, beat them pretty good. 14 points, got killed by the Bengals. That game is their worst loss. And then they beat the Panthers in overtime. And to be frank, the Chargers just got killed. I don't know if the Chargers are going to be able to bounce back. I think the Falcons are going to make a definition game against the Chargers. I think they're going to make a statement about what they're about and what they could potentially be. That's just what I think is going to happen for this game. Dolphins at the Bears. The Dolphins look the Dolphins look better now that Tua is back in. I really don't know if Tua should even be playing, honestly. It is scary seeing what has happened to him, but he just keeps fighting. The Bears, on the other hand, just got killed by the Dallas Cowboys. And Justin Fields is a pretty mid quarterback. Tua has been making a lot of plays. They really came from behind last week. They really came from behind in that game, somehow managed to beat the Lions after pretty much being down like the whole game. I was not expecting them to win it, but they did. Impressive. Tua's 5-0. That's a pretty good record for a quarterback. And the Bears kind of suck. The Bears have nothing standing for them, really. So 37-27. Justin Fields, I feel like will get some stuff done today, but I feel like it'll be not today, but Sunday. But I feel like the Bears defense is where this team is going to fall apart. They're just going to have Tua thrown all over the place and, just doing Tua things. I think that the Dolphins are going to have a pretty good week. Panthers at Bengals. The Bengals are like so inconsistent. One week they kill somebody, the other week they get killed. Wait, didn't they like just play last night? They literally played. No, they played on Monday. Damn, that was a while ago. They played on Monday at the Browns, got killed 32-13. But they also beat the shit out of the Falcons. Like, I don't know. They're a very inconsistent team. They also beat the Dolphins. To be fair, Tua got knocked out in that game. They also lost to the Steelers. They lost to the Cowboys. I mean, I don't know, man. Bengals are very inconsistent, and it's hard to determine. The Panthers have started to look better since they got rid of Baker Mayfield. And to be frank, since they got rid of Christian McCaffrey, they started playing better. I don't know what that was about, but they started playing better. And I just think the Bengals are going to do their little inconsistent thing, and they're just going to beat them. And the Panthers aren't going to play that good. I think this is just like a game I don't know. I don't pay attention to the Panthers football. I don't really pay attention to the Bengals football. I did last year because, they went crazy and almost won it all. But I don't know. These two teams are just like gloss over teams for me right now. Packers at Lions. The Packers are like in the same spot as the Cardinals right now. They're very inconsistent, and I just don't know about their offense. Like, Aaron Rodgers went from being amazing last year, and this year he's not doing too good. Whereas the Lions keep playing great up until the very end and just losing and just making shitty mistakes. But I think the Lions are going to get it done. I think the Lions are going to upset the Packers, putting the Packers at 3-6, and they're going to gain their second win. I think they're finally going to be able to pull it off. This is going to be a 23-17 score in which they score a touchdown with little time left and win the game. Not much to say about this. I think the Lions have been fighting hard, and they're going to get a well-deserved victory. Colts at the Patriots. Dude, the Patriots look terrible. Colts look terrible. But the Patriots do this a lot. They'll play like shit, and then they'll beat the shit out of somebody. So I think the Patriots are going to have one of those games where they just beat the shit out of somebody. To be frank, it's at the Patriots. It's at the Patriots, which is a different game. And I don't know about the Colts, man. They're just very odd. Matt Ryan is a fella. He is a fella. But Mac Jones, whatever quarterback situation is going on in the Patriots, I don't know. I just feel like they'll be able to get it done, whether it's by foot or by throw. Bills at the Jets. I'm actually kind of hyped for this game, but I think the Bills are going to kill them. I think the Jets are going to fight back, but I think the Bills are going to kill them just because of Zach Wilson. This guy is so inconsistent and odd. I think he's going to have a lot of turnovers in this game against this team. Bills are going to make another definition game, show the people what they're all about, what they can do to teams, and hand the Jets another loss. And, I just think the Bills are going to win. I think it's going to be like, without turnovers, it'd be a much closer game, but I think they're just going to get too many turnovers in good field position. Whether it's good field position or not, they're going to capitalize. Vikings at the Commanders. I almost put the Redskins up there. I hate the Commanders. It's so stupid. It's so terrible. But Vikings at the Commanders. The Vikings look pretty damn good right now, man. I'm going to give the Commanders some leeway, but I'm going to give this one to the Vikings. I think the Vikings are really starting to show their worth. Kirk Cousins. They might have beat us last week, which was not cool, but I like Kirk Cousins a lot. Bro is bro. And to be frank, I don't like the Commanders anymore. I didn't mind the Redskins, but I don't like the Commanders. Raiders at Jaguars. Two very, very good bad teams playing right now. The Raiders were projected to be a very good team this year, and I thought they would be, but apparently not. Somehow the Cardinals came out from behind the ass, and they just beat them in a remarkable game. We're going to call it skill, but they lost. Somehow they lost that game. And the Jaguars lost by half a yard to the Giants. So I think the Jags are going to win against the Raiders. I think it's just going to be a shit fest, capped off by a couple quarterback touchdowns, whether they're throwing or running. These two teams are very weird, and I think their record is I think the only thing speaking for them is their record. Really, Jaguars should be 3-5, Raiders should be 3-4, but they somehow managed to lose those games. So nah. And I have the Jaguars over the Raiders because I like Trevor Lawrence, and I also like Christian Kirk. Derek Carr's pretty cool, and so is Devontae Adams. But if I had to choose between those people, I would choose Trevor Lawrence and Christian Kirk. Rams at Buccaneers. I actually have the Bucs winning this one. The Bucs have been really having a hard time, and they're getting a lot of hate. They're getting a lot of I don't even know what the word would be like. Just smack talk. People would be talking down on them. Whereas the Rams are the Rams right now. Very odd. I think this will be a pretty close game, but the Bucs will get it done. Tom Brady will show his worth in this game and do some Tom Brady things, get the victory secured for the Bucs in a sort of like a shut up fans, shut up internet. We're not terrible. Titans at the Chiefs. Yeah, I think the Chiefs are going to have a definition game against the Titans, and but more of just killing. I don't know where my brain just went. More of just the Titans aren't a good team and the Chiefs are, and that's going to show in this game. I think, I forgot the Ravens-Saints game, which is a Monday night game. I'm going to be real. I'm going to make a bullshit score up just off the top of my head. Ravens 27, Saints 32. I think the Saints have had a couple tough games. You know, they killed the Raiders, but they also lost pretty bad to the Cardinals. They also lost the Bengals. You know, I just think I think they're going to beat the Ravens. To be honest, the Ravens, to me, I look at them as a pretty bad team. Barely winning their last 2 games against pretty bad teams. Well, the Bucks are in a weird spot right now, but the Browns are a pretty bad team. They also lost to the Giants. Giants are all right. They beat the Bengals by 2 points. They lost to the Bills by 3 points in the game that they led. And they lost to the Dolphins, and I think, a major comeback. And then they beat the crap out of the Jets. I think they're a pretty bad team. You know, Lamar Jackson, he's a very odd quarterback, but yeah. And that's it. That's all I've got for NFL. You know, I don't really watch NFL. I don't go out of my way to like set time aside to watch football day or NFL football day. More do that with college football, hence the channel name. But, you know, I guess I might as well do some NFL content too. It's more videos. Adios.